The following is the interesting data analysis I did on the 1 year sales data from a pizza store. Now, this sales data was huge. It has almost 48,000 rows of data, and it has some interesting information in it. Information on the order date, order time, the pizza size being ordered, the pizza category being ordered, and the pizza name and the ingredients which goes into those pizza. Now, there are a lot of insights we can get out of this data set itself, but I try to scrutinize 3, 4 questions and try to answer them as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So let's dive into the project to know more. All right, everybody. So let's start the project by importing the packages we need. Importing packages here. Oops, PD. And I'm gonna use Plotly Express for the visuals in this project. All right, so now we have the packages imported. Now it's all about bringing the data set in. I'm gonna copy the path here. Oops. All right, so now I have the data. Let me show you the head. All right, so basically what we have here is it's a pizza store data. All right, so we have the order ID, we have the pizza ID, we have the quantity order, we have the order date and order time, the unit price of each pizza, the total price, and basically the size of pizza, category, ingredients used in that pizza, and the pizza name itself. All right, so this is some interesting data. You can find out, you can actually get some real good insights out of it. For example, you can use let's say pizza order date, all right, or order time. Let's say order time, and find out which hour of the days our peak sales are. All right, and which category of pizza is the highest sales during that peak sales are. We can find that out. That is one question. You can have multiple questions as well. So when it comes to these type of analysis, it's all about figuring out what questions you have, and finding the solutions for those questions by deriving insights from the data. All right, so you will have a different approach to this, I will have a different approach to it. So but as for this video, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just figure out 3, 4 questions from this data, and I'm going to try to answer those questions. All right, but primarily what I'm thinking is that most of my questions will revolve around the understanding the peak hours, the peak days, or the slow hours or slow days, and which category of pizza we are selling more, or within categories, which name or which pizza is the one which we are selling more, or which pizza size is the one which we are selling more, and all those stuff. All right, so let's dive into it. Before that, let's understand the data a little bit more. We have 48,000 rows of data and 12 columns. These are the 12 columns you could see here, and we have 48,000 rows of data. All right, and I pretty much think it's all data from 1 year. I think it's from 2020, I'm sorry, 2015, I guess. So we can just, let me see whether we can understand it. You think, yeah, it's basically 2015. Yeah, so it's basically the whole year of sales data. There are other ways to confirm this as well. So sometimes the data would be like juggled between the sets, so it could be from different years. So there are other ways to confirm. We'll do that down the line. So now let's see the info. If you could see, this is a good set of data here, and the data types are also pretty obvious on what we exactly want. But I would change the order time to string so that we can split the hours from this column here. All right, so what I'm basically going to do is that I'm going to take this column and split this into 3 columns, 3 new columns, one which shows the hours, the other which shows the minutes, and the other which show the time, seconds, from which I'll understand the peak hours and stuff. All right, for that I need to change this to string. That's one of the first things I would do. Then I would take this order date here and turn that into 3 columns. Will show me the what's it, the month, the day, and the year. I don't think we will need the year, but we need to split it to the year so that we can understand whether it's only the data from 2015 or any other years are there as well. All right. So let's go ahead and first convert the time. Splitting time and date columns. All right. So I'm gonna do something called time. Oh, it's basically order time. First, let's convert this to string we want. Then we can split that into however columns we need. And again, there are different approaches to do this as well. It depends on your personal choice, but I prefer this way of doing it. Just gonna string split, and I'm asking it to split where the particular symbol is, and set the expand to true. Oops. All right, so that should give us that. Before I run that, let me also find the day. It's going to be p d date time index df. So let me just, oh, it's basically, I think I'm missing it here. Yeah, it's 2 date time. Order date. Yes. All right, then I'm gonna just ask for day and the day name. This will help us to identify the peak sales on the particular specific day of the week. All right, that's what I'm doing here. I will also get the months out of this. So just gonna do something called months. This is where I'm bringing date time index. Month. All right, that. There seems to be some issues somewhere down the line here. Let me see, what was that? Oh yeah, so it should be within. All right, sweet. Now that's done. Now if you run df, you could see some more dedicated columns here. All right, we have the hours column, the minutes column, the seconds column, which is being separated from this order time here. So here in this day column, we should actually see what day of the week that is, all right, based on the order date, but there seems to be some issue. But the month column looks cool. That's good, that's good. So let's figure out what is the issue here. Order date, queries. All right, so it's pretty much it. Now it should work. Let me see. Yep, now if you see, now we have the particular day of the week, which is derived from this one here, this order date we have here. All right, so let's go ahead and start our analysis. The first thing I would do is that I would understand the time and date parameters of here. By time and date, I'll understand what is a peak hour, or which day of the week is the peak sales for us, and all those stuff. So let's go ahead and start by doing that. So what I would do is understanding peak hours and days of sale. Right, so there are again different approaches to do it. You can actually do it within a single line. You can actually make a graph by using a single line of code. So that's what I'm gonna follow here. All right, I'm just gonna bring in Plotly to give us a histogram with df. Right, then I'm gonna ask it to bring the, let's say, what is that, hours. All right, put that here. Then I wanted to color it based on the pizza category we are selling. Sweet. So now if you could see, now we can understand the peak, say our peak time for our pizza store, as well as in what category of pizza we are selling during those peak times. All right. So if you could see 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. are the peak time. It makes sense. It's lunchtime. People love pizza during lunchtime. And 17 and 18, which actually means 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. It's during the evening snack time. So these two are the more, 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. are the highest peak times, closely followed by 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. But the other thing you should keep in mind is that this visual gives us an idea of which category of pizza are we selling the most. All right. So just by a glimpse of it, you could see most of them are classic category pizzas. All right. And this is one thing I love about Plotly. Of course, you can do the same kind of graphs using other packages as well, but it's pretty easier to do in Plotly, and it's very interactive. So you can actually see the count of pizza which has been sold during that particular hour in this entire data set. All right. So I'm gonna just copy this, paste it here, and try to understand for the days. All right. Let's say, yep. Oh, it's not the days, isn't it? It's day. All right. So now we have an interactive graph which shows that which day of the week is the one we have the highest sales. All right. Obviously, Friday makes a lot of sense because it's a weekend, and closely followed by Thursday and Saturday. All right. So that makes a lot of sense as well because Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is like Thursday is close to the weekend, Friday is the actual weekend, and Saturday it's weekend as well. So that's when people get in to get some more pizzas and have fun. That makes a lot of sense. So I will also do one more graph to understand the monthly sales based on the pizza category. So what we can do is just to switch it up, I'm just gonna change it to a different graph. I'm not gonna use Plotly for this. Let's say just gonna group in by day pizza category. Taking the sum out of it and stack it, then basically I can just plot it in a single line. All right, so now you could see, oh, it's based on the day right now. I wanted to based on month. So this is basically the same graph here as of now, but except it shows us it's interactive, and this is not that interactive. Just change it to months to understand. It's actually months. All right, so now we could see the spread of pizza sales based on category all throughout the 12 months. If you could see in all the months in total, classic pizza is the one which we sell more. We obviously knew that from these two previous graphs as well. So but the other three types of pizza are like intertwinkled together because they have both highs and lows and all those stuff. And among that, chicken pizza is the very lowest selling, if you ask me. So what I would do is that I would understand which pizza in the chicken category is highest selling or lowest selling, and I would understand that so that we can have an idea whether we are actually selling more when we compare to, I mean, whether we are actually making profit out of that chicken category of pizzas. All right, so we can do that. Now let's go ahead and scrutinize that, understanding the chicken category more. Right, so what I would do is that I would just create a new data frame, lock new data frame called chicken. In that I will just extract only the columns or the rows from the initial data frame with category chicken. All right, that's what I'm doing here. Right, so now if you run, we have only the list of rows which have pizza category as chicken. All right, now we have 10,000 of those rows here. That's interesting. So now what we can do is that we can find the highest and lowest here. All right, so go here. So let's say we'll find the top 5 selling pizzas first. Chicken dot go by name. Quantity is some. Ask it to swap values. Ascending equal to false. All right, so in the chicken pizza category, we have the barbecue chicken pizza, which is the highest selling pizza. All right, so now before I scrutinize it, let's just understand which are the highest selling pizzas we have here. All right, on in total. So in order to do that, I'm just going to do something called highest group by. This is just to understand which pizzas are highest selling, basically. All right, so these are the 5 highest selling pizza in this entire data set, irrespective of categories. All right, so if you could see the first one as a namesake, I think it's from the classic category. But the interesting thing is the second thing is from the chicken category. So we have the barbecue chicken pizza, which tops on the chicken category list. It's in the second place when it comes to uh, irrespective of categories list. All right, so that actually means that barbecue chicken pizza is one of the widely and most famous pizzas out there in that store. All right, then we have the Thai chicken pizza from the chicken pizza category, which is also high selling. That's interesting. So the first two on the list of the chicken pizzas from the chicken pizza category are actually the top 5 highest selling pizzas irrespective of category in that whole store. All right, so now let's understand which are the least selling pizzas here. So I'm just going to copy this and make ascending is true. Just to understand what we are doing here, I'm just trying to figure out the bottom 5. All right, so if you could see, in total the chicken pesto pizza, there was only 973 orders. All right, so these are some of the worst selling pizzas in the chicken category or in overall, because when it comes to the overall sales, chicken category pizzas are the one which are selling loose. So among them, there is the overall less selling pizzas. All right. So let me just understand in the total perspective. Let me just see which is the total. Do something called OS, run this for a quick sec. Oops. All right. So, but if you check in a total perspective, the total store perspective, irrespective of categories, we have something called the brie car pizza. I don't think that comes under the chicken classic pizza, chicken category of pizza, but that's the least selling. Other than that, when it comes to basically these pizzas are from the vegetarian category. All right, but as per our analysis, so the red ones are the veggies, all right. But when we see this graph here, we don't see red being that bad at the end, because I think collectively there should be some varieties of pizza which are some vegetarian pizzas which are selling good. Uh, all right, so that's interesting. So in this list, if you see, the chicken pizza is not that bad. The chicken pesto pizza, which is the least selling in the chicken category, it's in like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 place, right? So that's a good insight for us, understanding which pizza sells low, which pizza sells high. All right. So that if you have the data on the cost for making this pizza, you can actually relate to it and understand whether these pizzas are worth making because the sales are low. All right. So if you could ask me all these, right? So this entire list from this to this, not everything, but this to at least from the below 1,000 mark, let's say, I would go back and check the uh, cost we incorporate in making those pizza and check whether they are worth in making, because we sell very few quantities. So this is basically in a year. All right. So I would just check on that. Now that's some interesting fact. Now let's do some work with the size of pizza being sold. All right. So let me just go use Plotly again. I'm just gonna copy this back again to save some time. Pizza size. Now it's basically pizza category spread with pizza size. Whatever way you wanna do. Okay, that's pretty much it. As you could see right now, we have the categories. Obviously, classic category sells more. Oh, I only thought we had medium, large, and small, but there were excellent double XL sizes pizzas as well. But you could see from the graph clearly, we don't have anything on the veggie supreme and chicken side. We only sell XL and double XL in the classic type of pizzas. All right. So this makes me wonder, scrutinize classic pizza a little bit more, understanding which pizza we smell more in the classic. So in order to do that, just gonna copy this. Creating a new data frame for classic, classic, classic. Basically, you're understanding the classic category. Alright, so now if you run this, this data frame will have only the pizza sold from the classic category. We have 40, almost 15,000 rows. So now what we can do is, can just basically find top 5. Since I don't want to waste time anymore, just gonna copy this. Where's top 5? Put that here. Just gonna swap this with classic. That's what we need to do. I mean, That's one of the best things about Python. It's pretty easy. All right, so now we have a list of pizzas which we are selling high. All right, so we have the classic deluxe pizza, which is highest selling. Now we have the Hawaiian pizza. Let's compare this with the total list we have. Where is that? I mean, obviously you can make graphs out of it, but at the same time, I'm just sticking to this. Yeah, yes, I could see the classic deluxe pizza is the overall. It's a top selling pizza in the entire store. All right, followed by the barbecue chicken pizza. It's from the chicken category. The Hawaiian, the pepperoni. I think these are from. Oh yeah, so these are from the classic category itself. So among the top five, we almost have three, four from classic category. That makes a lot of sense again. So now what we can do is that we can do a little more analysis on the sales. All right, understanding. Right, so what all data we have on sales? We have the total price, I guess. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now here is that mm, I'm gonna take a pizza category. Obviously, we know classic is the one we have sold more. All right. Mm, okay, let's see what we can do. First, I'm gonna use the days to find out what is a total we have, the sum of the total price we have earned on a particular day of the week. All right, and related to the sales, whether it's higher or lower. Right. So day, I'll name something called day sales. Okay, that's gonna be df dot group by day to some. It's called the total price. I'm gonna take the sum of all of it. Sort index. Right now, just a sort index. Now, if I run day sales, let's see what happens. All right, just by this in total, we could see obviously we make a lot of money on Friday, Saturday followed by next. Then we make a lot more money. Oh, okay. So that's what's interesting. So on Friday we make a lot money on total. That's the first. Then the closest we have is on 123528. That's on Thursday. All right. But let me see. Just gonna instead of not gonna work on those graphs anymore. I'm just gonna do something called day. I'm sorry, my laptop is a little laggy sometimes, so group by days. Oh, okay. So basically, I got a little bit. Yep, yeah, I understand the right now. Okay, so in order to analyze the sales here, so we have Friday is the one. Obviously, we have a lot of sales. That's pretty obvious because we sell a lot of pizzas on Friday, closely followed by Thursday and Saturday. All right, so that's what it shows here. We are selling a lot of pizzas on these two times here, these three times here. That's what it means. All right, so now let's understand the same based on hours. So just gonna copy this. You can obviously make a direct graph out of it, but I just want to do this like this. That's the problem, because I think I've made a couple of graphs in this project already. All right. So exactly like I thought, I mean, obviously like we already saw, 11 and 12 and 1 is when we make the huge chunk of money, closely followed by 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. Then it drops. All right, that's exactly how that is. So in order to understand the total money we have made, as per this entire data I've said in this whole year, is just gonna take that sum. It's 817,860 is what we have made totally. Then what else? All right, so that's good about the sales. Now if you want to understand that based on the pizza categories, we can do that as well. Category sales, obviously we know the results already, but I'm just going to show you. Run this. All right, so oh, this is interesting. So in fact, if you check here, based on category sales, right? So obviously we have classic on top, then we have supreme, that makes sense as well. Now we have chicken on the third place, closely followed by veggie. So these two are the ones which gives the least revenue, but if you take on least, that's going to be the veggie. Veggie is the one which gives us the utter last revenue. Oh, right, that's interesting. Right. The other thing I figured out here is that when it comes to the classic pizza, right, the order quantity is more and the size of pizza order is small. The most number of pizzas in the classic category is small size pizza, but if you check the all the other three categories, it's different. All right, that's a good insight for us. We can note that as well. More, just gonna so it's pizza and all other have more pizza. All right, that's interesting. So this is one of the benefits of Plotly here. You can just visually see and understand easily. All right, so that's one. So I'm gonna come to a stopping point here, because but there are a lot of other things you can do with the project as well, but just for the time constraint I'm gonna stop here. So I'm gonna revamp through what all we did here. We imported the data and we checked for any issues with the data looked good. Then I did some transformations on the data here to understand or to create new columns for hours, minutes and seconds and dates and month and all those stuff. Then we went straight into the analysis. We understood which hours we have the more sales and low sales, and understood which pizza category we sell most during those hours. That's what this graph shows us. We did the same for understanding the day overall in a day, and we understood Fridays, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are the peak sale time for us. Sunday is low, as you could see. Sunday is least among all, and then I did the same for months, understanding months. All right, so that's where we found out chicken has the least. I mean, by this graph, we could see chicken has the least amount of pizza quantity being sold based on categories, but in sales revenue generated, pizza has given us more. All right, so it could be because of the cost, I guess. Probably because veg pizzas are usually less in price, right? And now, since I took chicken category as a least selling category, I took that and I scrutinized a little bit, understood which pizza in that category sells more. These are the top five selling in the pizza category. So this one, which this is a basic understand, this is a basic list of top five pizza irrespective of categories. It basically shows which are the top five pizzas at this entire data set. Then I just found out the bottom five in the chicken category of pizzas. Then this is a basic list of least selling pizzas irrespective of pizza category in this entire data set. Then we scrutinized the size a little bit. That's where we understood classic pizza sells a lot of small size pizzas, whereas the others primarily they sell large size more. All right. And the other thing is classic is the only where we have sold XL and double XL as well. That's interesting. Understanding the classic category, we did the same as what we did with the chicken, understood which sells good and all those stuff. Then we did a little bit sales analysis, we understood the total sales we got. Then we understood sales based on day, based on hours, and based on categories, all those stuff. So I'm coming to a stopping point here, but you can expand this more. You can build, there are a lot of insights you can still take out of this data, but just for this video I'm just gonna stop here. So that's pretty much it, and I'll see you in the next. I'll add this GitHub code, I'll add this IPython notebook into my GitHub so that you can download it if you want. Alright, I'll see you in the next.